It's been 2.5 years since I started traveling full time, and yes, that means traveling all the time without a home base. You might think that's awesome, but I know it's not for everyone, and it could even sound scary when you hear the idea of not having a home to go back to. So in this video, I'm going to share my story, the pros and cons of full-time travel, and what I've learned from this experience. If you are thinking about traveling full-time, this video could help you to decide if it's the right fit for you. So let me start with a bit of background. I've always been a traveler. I'd typically take around 5 to 6 international trips a year, if not more. But in 2022, after COVID, I was so tired of being stuck at home for so long and just ready for something different. So I went full-on travel mode. I began to travel way more than I'd actually stay in my apartment. So out of 1 month, I'd go away for like 3 weeks and then come back for just 1 week. So I just couldn't justify paying rent for an apartment that I barely stayed in on top of the travel expenses. So after paying basically double rent for a year, I finally decided to let go of my flat in Madrid in April 2022. At first, I thought about subletting it, but that didn't work out for me, so I figured it was time to move on. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I regret a little bit letting go of my flat for many reasons, but I did what I believed the best at the time. The only thing is that I really wish I had done more research before taking such a big step. Anyways, I packed up everything into the boxes, and I mean everything. I had so much stuff. Luckily, I didn't have any furniture, but still I had like a small piano and dumbbells and around 30 boxes of clothes and shoes and etc. So I rented a storage unit near my place and packed away everything. I actually remember feeling so sad seeing all my stuff just shoved into boxes. Maybe I'm just too attached to my things, and if you're too, full-time travel might not be for you. But I will talk more about this later. Anyways, just like that, with my 2 suitcases, I started my full-time travel journey. So first, let's talk about the positives. Once I got rid of my flat and started traveling full-time, I felt so much freedom. It was like a level of freedom that I'd never felt before. Like, I could go wherever I wanted or however long I wanted. I was in Turkey for a month, and then in Croatia for another entire month, and then in Italy for 3 weeks, and then I moved to Asia, Thailand and Bali, and just so much more. And I just enjoyed the freedom so much. And you know what the best part was? I didn't have a return ticket, so I would literally stay in one place until I got bored. I didn't have to rush from one place to another to see everything I wanted to see, like in a limited time. But instead, I was just having another level of travel experiences, like going to local gyms, making deeper connections with local people, and just living in a city for as long as I wanted. This way of travel really gave me another level of experience that I will cherish forever. Well, you might think full-time travel would be expensive, but in many ways, it can actually save you money. You don't have to pay monthly bills like rent, utilities, the internet, or etc. Plus, instead of traveling to one destination and then coming back home and then going somewhere again, you can just move from one place to another, so that saves a lot of money. Living out of suitcase forces you to adopt a minimalist mindset. You have to be really smart about things you carry because you only have 1 or 2 suitcases to pack all your clothes, shoes, and all the other miscellaneous stuff. So you'll end up with only the essentials. Also, I promise you will think twice before buying anything because again, you have limited spaces. But of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are definitely some downsides to full-time travel. But before we get into the next part, if you're enjoying this video so far, I would love you to subscribe to my channel because so many more videos are coming on your way. I didn't realize how physically and mentally tiring traveling could be until I started my full-time travel journey. I definitely understood the importance of taking a break and slowing down in between because I'm telling you, I can't even count the number of times I wished to be in my own bed all day long and not having to check out from my hotel or Airbnb every few days. Having to drag the suitcase so often also wore me out because I was by myself. I remember when I was traveling in Italy, there was no elevator in the train station, so I had to move my suitcase, like heavy suitcases that were like 30 kilos each, down and up so many times in every train station. I really felt like crying. Well, I'm lying. Actually, I did cry. Remember how I mentioned the minimalist lifestyle being a positive part of full-time travel? Well, personally, I quickly realized it wasn't for me. I'm really into fashion, that's just me. I like dressing up, so limiting myself to just the essentials was hard. I mean, I'm not saying loving fashion and dressing up equals having lots of stuff, but personally, I like to have many different options. I was carrying like 7 different types of handbags, which naturally made me carry way too much stuff, and that led to more physical and mental exhaustion. I was also buying and getting gifted so many new things, and at one point I ended up having like 4 suitcases. So I had to leave some of my stuff behind in Bali and Paris, and I still have some of my stuff in Lisbon as well, which I still have to go back to get them. And I don't know how many times I paid the overweight fee, which made me really doubt this whole thing because extra fee is really expensive. On top of that, I was coming back to Madrid quite often to get new clothes, and I just felt like I was going too far away from the whole point of not having a home base. I honestly think me being a hoarder was the main reason why this wasn't sustainable for me. So if you want to do this full-time travel, I really think you should be able to live with really basic stuff. But if you're someone like me who wants to dress up differently every day, or who wants to have like all the different options, maybe this isn't for you. Another downside is that you lose the ability to maintain a regular routine. Every time I moved to a new city, I had to find a new gym, new supermarket, or new friend. At first, it was exciting, but after a year or so, it got exhausting. Before full-time travel, I was complaining about my routine, how it was the same every day, and how I wanted new things. But now, after 2.5 years, I am craving for a solid routine. So if you think your life is boring, maybe try to see it as a comfort or stability. Is it worth it? Full-time travel gave me so many valuable lessons. It taught me to be more mindful about what I'm buying because it forced me to live a minimalist lifestyle as much as I could. And also it made me become more independent after traveling so many places by myself and going through many unexpected challenges. I learned to appreciate everything and not take anything for granted. Most importantly, it's given me lifetime experiences that I would never had unless I ditched my flat. And I'm so glad I did this in my life. My life has so many stories to tell, and I had an incredible amount of personal growth. I am 100% so proud of myself for doing it. That said, full-time travel is not easy at all, but if you're someone who craves freedom and personal growth, it can be an incredible experience, and it's actually really fun. As for me, I want to close this chapter and have a home base to settle down. So that's my full-time travel story. I hope this video gave you some insights into what it is actually like. Have you ever tried this way of traveling, or if not, would you ever try? I'm really curious, so let me know your opinion in the comment. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I'm planning so many more exciting videos. Also, follow me on Instagram because I'm more active there. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh yeah, anyways,